Hello guys, it's me, Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, I'm gonna my hair to the side. Anyway, so the title of this video is why I joined a sewing school. So I was kind of considering whether or not I should talk about the fact that I joined a sewing school. But anyway, I have. So basically, I have signed up for basically going to a sewing school. So the reason that I ended up joining a sewing school is because I feel like I've taken sewing classes and I feel like even though I've been in some sewing classes, I feel like there are gaps of things that I don't know that I kind of wish I knew. Like one thing is like although like I sew with fabrics, I want to know like what kind of fabric is what and like what kind of qualities they are and like be able to tell what kind of fabrics things are, you know, like by the feel of them. So that's one thing I'm hoping to learn from the sewing school that I'm attending. Another thing too is like I want to be able to get better with my techniques. So I do really great with doing like straight stitching, but I don't do really good with doing like curved seams. And so that's something I really want to do. And I found when I did some projects with like some bags that I've made where I've had to do like curved seams or do wallets, I've struggled to do the curved seams. And so I ended up trying out a free course that was offered by the sewing school. And it turns out it was really amazing because it was very informative and they gave me information like it started to fill in some gaps of information that I didn't have. Okay. So um for me in sewing, I want to make sure that I'm not missing any information. And for some people, they're fine with like just following YouTube tutorials or going to classes and relying on the pieces of information that they get from the class. But me, I want to go beyond that because I want to get to a more professional level with my sewing. I want to be able to sew similar to that of like a fashion designer. So I want to be able to get to that level. And something that a lot of people don't know about fashion designers is that fashion designers, they do know how to sew. I heard, like, I was doing some research and I heard, from some research that, a fashion designer doesn't need to know how to sew, but they actually do need to know how to sew in order to like know how to put clothes together. And learning how to put clothes together actually helps a person know how to put together other different types of things like bags, for example, which I love. I like, the idea of like different types of handbags. I love that. And so, some of the things that I can learn by, going through the sewing school and learning how to make garments or clothes, I'll actually be able to apply to my bag making, which is why my approach for me is that I'm trying to get to a more professional level like that of a fashion designer. So that's what I'm trying to do. And actually that's what I'm going to be doing is working towards being a fashion designer, but I'll specialize in bag making. And that's where I am right now, like what I want to do. And, the sewing school is just kind of the start of that, in addition to me like doing the research that I've been doing and stuff. So for me personally, I just think that eventually I will get to the level where I'll be able to sew and do a lot of the things I want to do and be more comfortable with my sewing. Because there are times when my sewing, I just kind of get to the point I'm like, oh man, this is taking forever. Should I do this? Blah. Like, I just get to the point where I feel like I want to have skills, but in order to get those skills, if I'm following a tutorial, there may be some things that the person who's making a project have that I don't have and I don't know. I may see them do something, or they may make adjustments to something that they're making, like a bag, for example. But when I try to do it, I may not be able to do it because I don't have that expertise. And so by me joining a sewing school, I'm actually going to be able to do that. And I'm going to be able to like understand, be like, oh, so this is why, this is the technique that I want to use. And, if I want to, change the size of something, like alter the pattern or something, then I'm going to be able to do it. And I'm going to understand it better than me feeling like, oh, I'll never be able to get to that. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm just taking this approach of like trying to get to more of a professional level where I can make really great quality bags. That's where I want to get to. Specifically handbags, that's what I'm kind of looking into and what I want to do. So that's where I am right now. And I just started. I have so much information that I'm learning, a lot more information than I thought I would. And I'm actually learning from someone who actually worked in couture, or people know as haute couture or designer. I really think it's gonna elevate me and get me to that level of where I want to be. Instead of me like going to classes and learning stuff and then like I learn things, but then there's things I want to know and then can't get. I can actually get it from, my teacher and know like, okay, this is how someone, in the fashion industry would do something to make like amazing stuff. So that's what I'm driving at right now, which is why I'm trying to basically that's why I'm in sewing school, because I want to sew at a professional level. I want to make things and have the skills that I need to make really great quality stuff. I make really cool stuff right now, and people tell me like, "Oh my gosh, your stuff looks so professional." When I show people like my bags at work, but I don't feel like they're where I want my bags to be. I want to make bags that like wow people. And who knows, I may make other things too, but I just want to get to that level. And when I get there, I feel like I'll know. But that's what I got going on right now. And that's what I'm doing right now is filling in those gaps of information that I don't have. And, I'm going to get to the point where I feel a lot more confident in the things that I make, because I second guess a lot of the stuff that I make. Even though I do a good job, I still second guess it. And the thing is I want to have confidence, more confidence in my sewing ability. And that's what going to sewing school is going to do. And I've already learned a lot so far, but there's more for me to learn, and I can't wait to see what happens. So, anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye.